Namaskar, Vanakkam, Pranam. This is the time of the Navratri, the finest time of the year for all Indians all around the world. So we discuss about things related to Navaratri or Durga Puja. Shiv, we would like to know what is the significance of Durga Visarjan at the end of the Durga Puja? Why we are worshipping the deity, we invite the deity and then the Visarjan. Why the Visarjan? What does that signify? What does that mean?
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha. The fact that everything is a cycle and everything has an apparent birth and a process of transformation, uh, very closely echoing with the law of conservation of matter and energy, that they can neither be created nor destroyed, they just change shape. We make this very beautiful form of the Divine Mother, involving so much exquisite craftsmanship, and decorate her. We worship her for so many days, and then we offer her back into the river. So, this is a very big metaphor for all of us, that uh, often people who are our family, our friends, we are all part of a journey wherein who will get off at which stop and go on to their next part of their soul's journey or their syllabus. That everything is in the hands of the divine, and the cycle of this birth transformation comes again and again. We need to be reminded again and again. We are basically aware. In fact, the recent pandemic has made so many of us aware of the fact that we are not immortal, and we need to wake up and search for why we are here, what are we doing. The Visarjan is again a symbolism that everything that we associate with is for a particular period of time, and that we are under the control of time or Mahakali herself.
So nothing is infinite, not even the divine representations of the Creator. So the clarity of thought is that we are worshipping, or we are paying our obeisance to the divine incarnations or the divine forms of the supreme divine or the supreme consciousness. These are not the supreme consciousness, these are an ansh of that supreme consciousness, ansh avatar. And the interesting part is that Durga, the only female woman divine, is more powerful, or has the ansh of all the three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. The Shaktis of all the three combined form the Durga. That's how she came down to destroy the Mahishasur Mardini. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. Okay, thank you. And now we also celebrate Vijayadashmi. Vijayadashmi is the victory of good over evil. Vijayadashmi signifies the end of Ravan at the hands of Ram. There's also a story related to Narkasura. So what is the significance of Vijayadashmi? What is the relation to the Narkasura story?
So, Vijayadashmi, as the name suggests, it is the 10th day. So, and it is an auspicious Muhurat where we can start anything, we can renew anything. So we have the aspect of Mahishasura Mardini of Durga overcoming Mahishasura, or Sri Ram overcoming Ravana. At the end of the day, whether it is the Devi or whether it is Sri Ram, it is dharma adharma vivarjita, as they say in the Lalita Sahasranama. That dharma always prevails over adharma, and that this Mahishasura, this Ravana are all within us, then later around us. Our own insecurities, our own fear, our own greed, our own negative emotions can either be Mahishasura. So we invoke Devi Durga within ourselves and emerge victorious, because if you remember, the process is not easy of conquering your own demons, our past hurts, our past insecurities. So Just like Mahishasur changed his shape and form, we all know how much Ravana caused havoc. Till Sri Ram needed guidance from Agastya Rishi in the form of Aditya Hridayam to renew his confidence. So, either way, you overcome your own insecurities and emerge victorious. So, the Vijay is ultimately ours.
So this battle between Ram and Ravan. See, we all know that Mahabharata lasted for 18 days. But how much did the battle between Ram and Ravan last? Shankarji, I think you would be better placed to try to answer this question. This is a little tricky question, but since we know about Mahabharata 18 days, why do we not know about Ramayana or how much it is?
I think maybe simply because in Mahabharata there were more characters, and each character had his day in the battlefield. Whereas in Ramayana, it is just one battle between Rama and Ravana. And the only two other big characters that come in is Indrajit and Kumbhakarna. The others are not so very important or relevant. Now, it's a very tricky question for the simple reason that there is a controversy on the number of days on this. In the comment section, we will give you some links on some of the blogs and other things which have tried to arrive at the date on the number of days for this. There are some blogs which say that based on the Padma Puranas, it is 87 days of war. And those who refer to Valmiki's Ramayana refer to it as 57 days of war. So let's not get into the controversy part of it. Whoever wants to do the research on that, we will give the links and they can do it themselves. The larger issue here, what Shiv was talking about, renewal and getting over our inner fears and all that. There's an interesting concept. Somebody had brought it out a few years back, where he had given a link between the four yugas and how the battle in those four yugas has moved from otherworldly. That is, the first one is the Manthan, where it is between the Asuras and the Devas. Then the second one is Rama and Ravana, that is across two nations. Then it is the Pandavas and Kauravas,
Family.
in the same family. And now we come to what Shiv said about winning over your own fears and all that, which is you yourself. So the battle is within you. So whichever period Navratri may have been celebrated, it had relevance at that time for that fight. So if it was between two worlds, it was relevant. If it was across nations, it was relevant. If it was within the family, it was relevant. And today in Kali Yuga, if it is within oneself, it is relevant. And there's another anecdote on this about the Red Indians, where they say that within our mind, we have two wolves fighting. One is evil and one is good. So naturally, if people want to know which wolf wins, so the Red Indians have a very simple saying for it: the wolf that you feed will win. So our Navratri is all about culture and art and prayer. So I think we know which wolf we are feeding.
Feeding the right wolf, the wolf of joy.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So, is there a connection between the Ramayana story, the Ram Leela, and the Navaratri? Did it just happen that the war with Ravan also came at the same time when Durga's war with Mahishasur long back, or there's something behind it?
No, there is no linkage. It is just a coincidental thing. And anyway, the Mahishasura's story is a 9-day battle. Whereas this is, if you take it 57 or it's 87 days, plus the number of months that he spent searching for Sita. So if you take it all into consideration, it goes into months. So it's just a thing of coincidence. And of course, playing out the Ram Leela, I think it's again a matter of research. How many centuries it has been followed, whether it has been there from time immemorial or not. What has been there from time immemorial has been the celebration of the return of Rama to Ayodhya, which is Deepavali, which is also the same day on which Krishna kills Narakasura.
Oh, yeah.
So in the south of India, Diwali is for the celebration of Krishna killing Narakasura, whereas in the north of India, it is for Rama's return to Ayodhya.
Hmm.
So that's
Right.
the link for Diwali between Narakasura and Rama. And Navratri and Rama is more coincidental than any significance.
And Krishna and Rama lived in two different eras. So
Yeah.
these things also happened at different times, just like Mahishasur was another era altogether. So uh, Shiv Simha, there's another one for you. There are various other forms of the celebration during this period. For example, there is a Kulasai Dashera in Tamil Nadu, Kulashekhara Dashera. There is the Kullu Dashera, there is the Mysore Dashera. Well, these are local, regional, cultural things. But beyond this, there are other celebrations like Brahmotsavam, for example. You would like to say something on that?
Interestingly, among one of the self-manifested Swayam Vakta Sthalams, Tirumala Tirupati is one such shrine, and there the divine is worshipped as Sri Mahavishnu or Sri Venkateshwara. So the first Utsavam is about celebration, like how we have been saying Navratri is a celebration. So there is a saying in Tamil that says, God and children must be celebrated, because when you celebrate them, you also celebrate. So the very first Utsavam or celebration was done by Brahma. So we call it as the Brahmotsavam. So essentially in the Brahmotsavam, the Utsava Murti of Sri Tirumala Venkateshwara, who is known as Srinivasa or Malayappa Swami, he is brought out on various vahanas. So these vahanas also represent your ecology. He comes on a tree, he comes on the Garuda Vahana, he comes on the Hanuman Vahana, elephant Vahana, horse Vahana, you have him coming on the chariot. So lots of people coming together, decorating, celebrating, chanting, pujas, and observing and feasting the eyes with the bejeweled form of the Lord. So that is another form of connecting with the divine these 9 days.
Beautifully said. And a very, very nice and auspicious period, a very auspicious period to start everything new and to renew your life, to renew your vigor, to renew your energy, and to pray for the joy and well-being for the entire universe, irrespective of political boundaries, irrespective of artificial man-made religious boundaries, irrespective of boundaries of caste and creed. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, as we say, the whole world, the whole universe actually is one family. And Ekam Sat, the truth is one. The wise people, Vipra Vadanti, Baudhi Vadanti. So the wise people have seen it differently. So no matter how you go into it, what kind of faith you follow, whether you are a believer or you are a seeker, in all the forms as you evolve in your life journey, may this Navratri be a very auspicious time to make those very new and wonderful beginnings, even into new knowledge and the dreams and domains of new experiences. So we'll meet once again in the next episode. Till then, Vanakkam, Pranam, Namaskar.